So I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've wanted to react to this video for a while. I just haven't gotten to it, but I know I wanted to react to it before the next chapter comes out, and the next chapter is going to come out soon. It's already July 3rd, so I don't have that much time yet. I wanted to get it out the way, so you know what, that's what we're gonna do today. And I find this video right here so interesting, which is Boruto just set up Sarada's worst possible battles. I find this so interesting because this could potentially be true. We're not even looking at it like that, but Sarada could be cooked here. Like, she could be actually cooked. You don't know how much trouble she's about to put herself in. In any normal circumstance, I would say, you know what? Sarada could go against Code and she could win. Sarada could go against Hidari and she could win. But it's kind of different now because of her current circumstances with the MS and how she's actively going blind. So yeah, it might be a little bit more interesting than you think. But I can't wait to get into the video, so let's just go ahead with it. Naruto Explained, I'm gonna leave the link to his channel down below, so go show him some love. And if you don't know who he is already, go subscribe. He's probably one of the most consistent Boruto / Naruto content creators that I know. But yeah, anyway, let's just hop to the video.
One of the most overlooked moments, which is due to it being a dialogue heavy chapter, there are quite a few overlooked moments. But one of the best moments in chapter 35 isn't a fight. It isn't the power-up that Kawaki got via Yamato, and it isn't even the special flying Raijin markers, which is what a lot of people are focusing on, and I totally get. Boruto handing those seals over to Sarada, it was really cool. Instead, it's the trust that we should be focusing on, because what we saw here is the best form of teamwork and the most crucial form of it. Too often we talk about teamwork in Naruto as fans, and we focus on all the combo attacks that someone can do. And while it's cool to think about all those crazy cool,
and I did have a little theory, right? I mean, it's not really a theory, it's really like obvious. But I believe we're at that point where like Boruto is, well, he doesn't overestimate a specific person's ability. If he does not believe that Sarada can do this mission and do it successfully, he wouldn't allow her to go. Well, because of that and how protective he is over her, I just don't think Sarada is going to be doing all that much fighting. Like, it is exciting to think about the potential battles. We could have Sarada versus Code, which on any day, I think Sarada wins that, and Sarada fighting off against Hidari, which I do think Sarada could be the one, or she should be the one, to finally defeat Hidari. But that's a whole nother story. If Boruto did not believe that she could do that, then I don't think he would let her go on this mission. Or this could be a very irresponsible choice by Boruto. I already think it is, because they don't have prescience on their side. So it's like, for the first time ever, for the first time in Tuple Vortex, we're going into something, we're going into a specific arc where we just don't know what's going to happen. And I can't even lie to you, there is a level of excitement in that, because all this time, all throughout the time skip, we all knew what was going to happen, or what was expected to happen going into every arc. We don't know that now. That's why I said, like, Boruto is doing this for another reason than we think. And I think it's to just rescue Sasuke. I don't know. It could be, most likely. That's the whole reason he has to be doing this, just to rescue Sasuke. And he's just being a little bit impatient. And the payoff to doing that is anything could happen. Sarada might have to fight. She might have to fight. And if she fights, she better be able to hold her own, at least until Boruto gets there. And you might be thinking, okay, Boruto's just gonna go right away. But that's what I did think. There could be some things that's going on in Konoha right now that could delay Boruto. The number one thing is the whole thing with like Kashin Koji, him being abducted by Kawaki and Yamato. That could delay him, and it could come at the wrong time. Because as soon as Inojin or somebody tells him that Koji is nowhere to be found, Code could be arriving in Konoha. I mean, just bad timing, right? Just bad timing, horrible timing. But that could delay some things. So I think there lies the level of excitement in this whole arc. Like, Koji is not going to be a part of this. It's just going to be Boruto and Boruto alone. We're gonna see how well he can use his judgment to make decisions on his own without the power of foresight. I don't expect it to go smoothly, but we could finally see something. We could finally see something.
Code heard that conversation where Sasuke made Boruto promise to take care of his daughter. The details matter, no matter how small. The way that someone laughs, what they laugh at, how they respond to a server, even the clothes that they wear, it says everything about them if you know what you're looking at. Same with understanding how to read someone and understand their actions are actually a reveal of the opposite. Someone who has a big mouth oftentimes is a coward or insecure about something. Someone who's saying that they believe someone is fine or will be fine might secretly feel concerned about that person's safety, but they can't openly admit it. However, as the 48 Laws of Power talks about this very thing, it warns you that if you make a mistake of being too overly aggressive and pressing someone's weakness, you end up triggering a uncontrollable reaction that you didn't account for. A mad dog effect, if you will, where a person snaps in fury.
Yeah, Code is just straight up like taking advantage of that. Like, don't get me wrong, Code is a smart character. He just like, I don't even know how to say it. He just sucks. But even though I say that, he's not a bad character. You see, there's a difference between a character that just doesn't win any fights, he sucks, he's a fraud, and a bad character. I wouldn't say Code is a bad character, but truth of the matter is, whenever Code is in the story, it's a positive. I mean, something interesting is bound to happen, just because of the little petty games he likes to play, what he does, like, you know, him just being affiliated with the Otsutsuki. It's just going to bring something that's interesting to the story, and a new dynamic, if you will. So he's been watching over the years about how Boruto responds to certain things, right? And the number one thing he's probably been paying attention to, his relationship to Sasuke overall correlates to his feelings towards Sarada. I mean, at the same time, Sarada is still a dear friend, but he knows if he can target Sarada, Boruto will follow. She's tied to his feelings. And like Naruto said, when you push those buttons, you're bound to have a specific reaction from that person. The reaction from Boruto is that he might just blindly chase after Sarada and run into a trap. Now I believe Boruto is kind of doing like a Uno reverse thing here, because Code might think he has the upper hand, but Boruto is telling Sarada to just let Code capture her. Let Code do what he wants, take her to the divine trees, and then he'll just come rescue her. Straight like that. So it's not like he has an advantage. But he was smart to target Sarada. Because we go back to chapter 1, right? And he's probably going to talk about it. In chapter 1, Code went after Sarada, and then boom, Boruto appeared. Code doesn't think that's a coincidence. There is a direct correlation between him attacking Sarada and Boruto appearing, and he's shown him that. Now, here's the thing. He's not going to stop there. Whenever he wants to get back at Boruto, he's going to go after Sarada. I mean, he can't get back at Boruto in terms of strength, but with Sarada, she yields a possibility. You know, that's all he needs, is a possibility to catch Boruto off guard or to get into his feelings. And to take Boruto down, that's just the route he gotta take. Sorry, that's just it.
This is the problem that Code is facing with Boruto. Yes, he trusts in Sarada, but we know from the past chapters the fear of losing Sarada is real. The way he reacted when her eye went boom boom, and when Kashin Koji said that Sarada was the intended target meant to make him surrender himself to Jura, is proof that if you press the Sarada button, there's a greater than 95% chance that Boruto will break.
Man.
But how much of that
I
is
thought he was about to release
Momoshiki
Momoshiki in that moment.
Press that button.
I thought Boruto was about to go crazy.
He's got a real stubborn streak, just like his father did. You press that button and he will press a Rasengan right through your face, and then he will tell you the error of your ways afterwards. What Boruto did with Sarada
that's more like Kawaki than Boruto, though.
He doesn't tell Sarada to stay behind him. He doesn't tell Sarada to hide. He doesn't tell Sarada you're too weak. Instead, he tells her exactly what's coming, and then he prepares for it, and he placed his trust in her to stand beside him as a teammate to face the crisis that is coming.
And that's what I like about their dynamic, right? And this is underrated. This is underrated though, because most of the times the man is usually very overprotective over the women that he likes or adores, right? But most of the times they don't know that that's kind of disrespectful. So Boruto is not overprotective over Sarada. He is protective over her, but not to the point where it's like, oh, you can't fight him. You can't stand beside me and fight Hidari or whatever. No, he's like, okay, get up. Let's take this guy down. Let's do it. So he never directly put Sarada's ability down. He only uplifted her. Like when she was fighting against Ryu in Tsunagakure, If Boruto really didn't trust in Sarada's ability to take down a Shinju, mind you, it's a Shinju, right? He would have went to Sunagakure and rescued her, but he trusted in Koji's vision, and he just let her cook. So that requires trust, right? He trusts in Sarada's ability, like he knows that she is strong. And this is just another example of that. Him trusting Sarada to just go to the Ten Tails dimension, put herself in danger, potentially knocking at death's door, just to save her father. I'm telling you, if Boruto did not believe that Sarada was strong or she couldn't handle herself, he wouldn't have let her do that. And of course, it's not just because Boruto believes Sarada is strong. Like, okay, he believes that she is strong, but he can still be overprotective towards her because of his feelings. He's able to suppress that urge. I don't know if there even is an urge, but he's able to suppress his feelings for Sarada to let her grow as a shinobi. He's not babying her or nothing. Sasuke never babied Sarada, and I just appreciate that. That's really cool. Cause trust me, if someone's just all over you, trying to protect you, trying to make sure you're safe, it does get annoying, and the audience does realize that.
Boruto's long-range teleportation is not instantaneous. We've seen this repeatedly. The further away he is, the longer it takes him to lock onto a marker. It's one of the glaring weaknesses of his flying Raijin.
Oh, I did forget about that. I did.
They could just lock onto the seal and be there within seconds. It's something that even Boruto himself acknowledged when he first used the jutsu and reminded Kashin Koji, I'm not as good at this as my grandpa was.
So here's the thing. If Boruto does teleport to the Ten Tails dimension, is he going to be able to successfully get him and Sarada out of there in time? Because as we know, it does take Boruto time to focus his chakra on a specific point. That's just how his FTG works. That's the whole reason he needed Kawaki to kind of like distract Jura to give Boruto enough time to focus on a specific point to get everybody out of there. So there's another reason to believe that Boruto might expect Sarada to do a little bit of combat. Not much, but just a little bit of combat or something to give Boruto enough time to get back to Konoha. Now, I believe anything is possible as long as it's not like Jura fighting them. If Jura's fighting Boruto and Sarada, I don't know. I think that's it. But if Jura's not fighting them, there is an opportunity for them to get away easily. But yeah, now thinking about it, that is a good argument to have if you think that Boruto is going to allow Sarada to fight. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Boruto can't simply snap his fingers and appear instantly. Sarada's gonna have to hold out for a little while. She's gonna have to survive. Maybe that's combat, maybe that is stalling for time.
I don't think so.
She will have to do whatever she can to extend the time period. And if it is a battle, those precious few seconds, that is a eternity. However, Boruto's trusting that she can do so, and that's a really big deal. And then there's Kashin Koji, or more specifically, the fact that nobody really knows what's about to happen next anymore, which unlike the previous battles that they've had with the Shinju, they're running into this one potentially blind right now. One of the biggest developments in the chapter comes from Kashin Koji's conversation with Inojin. Koji outright admits that the events they have drifted drastically away from the futures that he previously observed. The timeline, it is changing. The information is becoming outdated as the result of all those changes. And the dangerous thing about 10 Directions is that Koji can't simply refresh it whenever he wants to.
So that's another big question mark.
When they happen, not when he needs them, and it's because he can't control them when he gets them. It's like when Ada can use her Senrigan, she can use it whenever she wants to, but when it comes to omnipotence, she can't use it at will. It's always done subconsciously.
And the whole thing about that is, like, basically I just said, like, I don't think Sarada is going to get into a fight until Boruto gets there. Like, she really does not have to. The only way Sarada has to fight is if maybe she gets caught throwing away Boruto's pins, right? Maybe Code catches her throwing away the symbols, and then he figures out that she is up to something. It's at that point, you're probably going to have to fight. So that's one of the only reasons I see Sarada getting into a fight before Boruto gets there. Another reason is, I think I said this before, like, Boruto might get delayed because of the whole Kashin Koji situation. And if he does get delayed, I mean, yeah, Sarada's going to have to fight by herself for a little while. You know, that could be a little interesting cliffhanger for like chapter 37. Boruto is delayed and then Sarada has to fight for her life for like a whole chapter. So that'll be pretty interesting. Then we'll see how real Sarada is.
Now, before people start saying Jura is definitely there waiting in the Ten Tails dimension, I personally don't think that that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I mean, it is
they're gonna
possible.
be cooked if he is.
I really don't think this ends up being the case, though. However, if there is a major subversion of expectations going on here and Jura is there, sign me up for all the foolery that's about to happen, because based on what we got in this chapter, part of me feels like Jura won't be there, but I'm not going to be mad either. In fact, I think the story has already given us a more likely destination for Jura. Cats. Seriously, one of the funniest details in the recent chapter is that Hidari developed an interest in cats. Which makes sense, like I said in the chapter review, since he's made from Sasuke's chakra and aspects of the original bleeds into each Shinju due to the chakra containing memories, and Sasuke, he had a thing for cats. When Hidari expressed interest in cats, Jura went on a moment of curiosity and said, hold on for a second. Jura immediately became interested too, and that's completely in character for Jura.
Imagine,
he's obsessed with curiosity. He's obsessed with learning. He's obsessed with understanding human emotions and behavior. He also is forming a connection with Hidari that has to be accounted for. So if I had to guess, Jura is probably still wandering around Konoha investigating cats while everyone else is busy preparing for this battle, potentially even fighting the battle. And it sounds ridiculous, and it sounds like a side quest, but based on Jura's personality and what we were told before on how he views Konoha, take a moment to imagine. He's leaving the bookstore. He's sitting on the bench. He's eating some ramen because he heard that ramen is Naruto's favorite. He looks up and sees a cat store, and then he learns that in a ninja village, there are ninja dogs, but there are also ninja cats as well.
That's crazy.
Jura's curiosity gets the better of him faster than...
And it could be that subtle. It could be that subtle. And let me just say right now, right? If that happens, that is pure luck, because Boruto, he doesn't have the power of prescience. He doesn't know that Hidari likes cats, so he's just taking a risk. But they will get lucky. So, like I said, that is in the realm of possibility. Imagine Jura just going to Konoha, chilling, because we've seen it before. That's how we know there's a possibility of that happening. He's chilling, drinking tea, eating dumplings or something like that. Then he wanders into a pet store. He's looking at cats, and that could be the deciding factor between like Boruto and Sarada defeating Hidari, you know, successfully infiltrating the Divine Tree dimension and defeating Hidari. And then that's just gonna cause a whole nother mess of like problems. So I will say if Jura is gone for the time being, then this mission definitely has a high success rate. I believe Boruto and Sarada can go into the Ten Tails dimension, destroy Hidari and Code, get on with it, get Sasuke's Thorn Soul and rescue him. But then they're going to have to face Jura. And now that we know that Jura has something for Hidari, whether it's like it's some type of love, we know he has something towards him. So are they prepared to deal with Jura, or however Jura's going to respond to Hidari being taken down by Boruto? I don't know. And that's what makes that so exciting. One, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. We don't know how this future can affect the overall future. We know that Boruto is after Hidari, but Jura kind of likes Hidari now. So it's going to be confusing. And we also know that there's a chance Sarada could have to fight. But if she does fight, and if she uses Ohirume, then there's another problem because of her blindness. So there's a lot of things going on right now. Kawaki and Amato and Kashikoji, Sarada and her weakness. Is Jura going to be there to interrupt things? Boruto's true goal in this whole operation. And the number one thing that makes this the most exciting is that there's no prescience. So we don't know what's going to happen in the future. So, I mean, that's up for interpretation. What do you think is going to happen? There's literally no wrong answers now. So I want to know what you guys think is going to happen in the future of Tubular Vortex. Now, like I said, there's a lot of stuff going on. How do you think it's all going to turn out? Do you think they're going to end up having to fight Jura? Is Jura going to look for a cat for Hidari or something like that? And by the time he gets back, Hidari's going to have been defeated by Boruto? Is Sasuke going to come back soon? What's going to happen to Kakashi and Koji? Leave all that good stuff down below in the comment section so I can read it and get back to you guys. And without further ado, that'll be the end of the video. So anyway, Naruto Explained, I'm going to leave the link to his channel down below in the description. So make sure you guys go check him out. And without further ado, if you guys enjoyed the video and don't mind seeing more like this in the near future, go ahead and like the video, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for chapter spoilers. And until next time, I'll see you boys and girls later. And I'm out. Peace.